Hello everyone, I'm going to share you the tools that I use for daily work. So there are two main tools. The first one is Visual Studio Code and the second one is Jupyter Notebook. In Visual Studio you can it also support multiple language. You can simply start a debugger and the debugger will read through your code and execute it just like you run like Python and followed by your Python file, just like you run your Python code in command line. In Visual Studio Code you can run interactive Python as well. It will prompt you to install IPy and install it. If you press install, it will install for you automatically. Then you have IPy running for you. You can run each line cell by cell. You will notice that you have to put the sharp and percent sign to mark it as cell to run. So as you can see, you can explore to your data using the VS Code script, and you can run it as a simple Python script as well. You want to build a data pipeline, you want to build a machine learning models, this one could help you do it faster. In this mode you can also press shift enter to run the command on the bottom line as well. You can export your plotting image as format that you want to use in your presentation or document as well. Other feature is you can run your Jupyter Notebook inside Visual Studio Code. It will create a Jupyter server for you, and you can run it just like you run in Jupyter Notebook. The good things about running Jupyter Notebook in VS Code is you can have syntax highlight and other extension that you install. It will affect to your sales code and help you do things faster. Also, it requires less memory for running the same Jupyter Notebook on VS Code as well. In VS Code you have so many extensions to play with. It depends on what you are going to do. If you're working with Python, there are so many packages that support to your work. If you are working with Node.js or Java, C++, C#, PHP and so on. And VS Code is also fully customizable. You can drag from sidebar to your bottom panels, and using them you can drag it back, reset it, change the navigation bar from left to right, because sometimes you don't want your code window to move. I would recommend you to turn on the autosave as well, because sometimes it saves your life. There are so many settings in VS Code, and any change that you have made in the settings, it will appear immediately to your VS Code. The second tools that I use for my daily work is Jupyter. Jupyter is the kernel that let you run Python code or other language on your local Jupyter server. I use Jupyter for exploring the data and making the plots and doing machine learning models, but you can do the same thing in VS Code. In Jupyter, in case you prefer to run the dark theme, it's also available. It also allows you to browse the normal Python code, and you can copy them to run on Jupyter as well. After you finish using the Jupyter server or it's crashed, you can simply go to the command line screen and press the Ctrl C to terminate the server. There are so many IDE out there, and you can pick one that you like. You can try it and get used to it. You may not use VS Code, just pick the one that you feel comfortable with. The editor is just the tool for editing and testing your application. Just pick the one that you're happy to use with. My friend use Atom. PyCharm is very good one if you mainly code in Python. And that's all I want to say about the IDE. Thank you for watching.